Right, I need to change this. There we go. Wow. Good evening, Luigi. A good evening, Luigi. Ugh. Just ruffling around on my desk right now. How is your evening, Luigi? How's everyone's evening going so far? Let me move this over here so I can... Alright. Well, gonna get started with the Great Ace Attorney. Gonna continue with that. Because, you know, I'm trying to finish this game too, and this is a very long case. As I mentioned last night. So, checking Amazon for small Mii Fighter amiibo. Why is $100? Do not check on Amazon. It's probably just out of stock or something like that. I'm pretty sure they're going to be sold properly. Make sure they're first party, not third parties. It's probably scalpers trying to sell them for a outrageous amount. Yeah, it's probably scalpers. No amiibo is that high nowadays. Alright, since I just finished this, last, night, at least the first part, things should be relatively, I should remember everything, but, we'll see. Back on the street, we were kicked out last time. Pull the Charizard V-Star card. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Rainbow ones are hard. Good luck on getting any good ones, Mike. Anyway, yeah, last time we were kicked out because a lot of shenanigans happened. Also, she got her overcoat. Well, technically not hers, but she got the overcoat back. See, that's why I hate grown-ups. That's why I hate grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of little lies and take stuff away from you. Oh really, Miss Lestrade? Tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? What? Oh my, surely you were given that. Yeah, the D let me keep it. Ooh, the D. Ooh, spicy. I'm pretty sure that's just how pronounced, but in America, that just can mean various different things. After I looked daggers at him for long enough, he went through the pockets and then said, "Go on then, have it." And before telling me to scarper, always pays off giving people a look like you ate them. Hey, ate them. Ate them. Sounds like you ate them. She does have a stare of 1,000 miles. I can't help feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. What I really wanted was that nice, shiny disc, man. The music box disc. But Mr. Windybanks said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go and have another bash. Give him a long yard stare. I can't give her the greatest of accents. I'm not the best at accents. I was going for a Mii Fighter amiibo mostly because they have the most potential to become the strongest. Try looking for somewhere else on Amazon, Luigi, like on eBay or something. Some people may be more reasonable. Hopefully. I think not, Miss Lestrade. You shan't enter Windybanks again today. What? Why not? That's not fair. That's not fair. It can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Windybank. But that disc's mine. But that disc's mine. I had the ticket for this coat and it was in the coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. And that's what the Rotten Cove said, ain't it? Yes, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Well then, that's mine too. Whatever it is. Now she's really pushing her luck. Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for today. Yeah, that's it. And it's all your fault, Sholmes. So what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Iris would be delighted to cook, I'm sure, and I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. Where did he put the violin? It was an expensive violin. Also, keep in mind, he's like bringing in guests left and right, and Iris just like cooks. I guess she doesn't mind cooking. Ugh. I'm burping all the wazoo. Hey, James. Have you died yet in Dark Souls?
I've died probably over 200 times. Actually, there's a thing over here I could check my deaths. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Iris could steal her experiment back as well. That too. She still has it too. That is if she cares about it, because it's because technically speaking, Luigi, it is a beta and experiment prototype, and if you still have the blueprints of the prototype and you know already how well it works and stuff like that, generally prototypes are just kind of forgotten about, either destroyed or just stored away. So Iris may not even care about that anymore. She did have a good talk with her in the third case when she had it. After the third case specifically, yeah. Also, she is a pickpocketer, so she might be interested in some food. Free food. Nota. Oh? Why would I come around your place, eh? Have you lost your head or something? And she ran. That store is for rent. I feel like that place is gonna easily become a secret place at some point. Wait, is that the... No, it could be related too close to it. Kay! How you doing, Kay? What's up? Happy evening to ya. How's your evening had been treating ya? I'm pretty good. Nothing much is happening. Just gonna be doing this game because like this case is super long, so I've been trying to like focus on just trying to finish up this case and move on to some other games for the time being. So like during this time, it's just kind of keeping it gradual kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, I've been like focusing on trying to finish this game, and then like just started SWTOR as my late game. Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO, free to play by the way for those who didn't want to. And yeah, I just been doing that, and then just gonna have to focus on finishing up a few other games. But I'm still willing to play some multiplayer games with you and all that stuff. Oh yeah, speaking of which,
harass Nick.
Yeah, you could harass me. Oh, I need to lower you down. Your mic is way louder than before.
I don't know.
Why did it sound like you were talking into a cup?
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I blame Jamie.
What did I do?
You're making Chris sound like he's talking in the cup.
No, I meant Nick. Like your voice sounded like you were talking into a cup for a moment.
Oh, maybe because I was drinking something.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
You like it, my hair? Oh, yeah, thanks. I did get a haircut like a couple days ago. So, it's short. It be short now.
Are
Duh.
we getting a bunch of echoes from Jamie?
No. I'm good on Jamie's end.
Okay, because I was worried I'd echo.
Echo, echo, echo. Oh, we almost have the whole D&D crew here. Now we just need Lissa.
Wait. No. 2.
I know. I'm ignoring Janine because she's obviously busy with her other thing.
Janine here?
No, we could just make her. Maybe we can make Janine's character just sit on like someone's shoulder for the rest of the game until she comes back. Technically.
Technically.
I mean, Chris, you can find a way to make her not relevant to the stuff.
Whoa. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Jamie, do you want your headphones?
And that reminds me, I need to send you guys some messages on DMs, both of you guys, and also in chat to some people. 'Cause I gotta message people for something planned.
Okay.
And you guys are a little troublesome to get because you guys are busy all the time.
That sounds like a you problem.
No, it's because you guys live in a different time zone.
Yeah, it does not help because when I'm like available, I'm usually
When are you available?
randomly is the problem, and usually there is a toddler in the background screaming.
Toddlers I can usually handle. I've handled worse.
He has a mean right hook, though.
I've handled worse. Rejection in a lady. Oh hey, Luigi actually got it right for once.
Good.
I'm not good at buttons.
Oh dear, she's gone.
There we go.
Yep.
That's weird.
Having reviled on me quite unnecessarily, I might add. I can't help wondering
What, bro?
if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guests at the dinner table at this evening. To be fair, I slightly cheated. He typed earlier. I mean, that's still first try, Luigi. If you have an opportunity to get like your information some way, legally, of course, then it should be fine.
Legally, he says.
I say legally, unless Chris bans people from like not even looking at his name. Is Chris named with a CH or is it with a K? The world we never know. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry. I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. Oh, how exciting. What is it? It's a surprise. We shall have to wait and see, Mr. Sato. Until later, then. Twitch ads got an update. Wow. Well, this is why we sub to people so that we don't see those ads. Or just get ad block. But then again, I don't like to get ad blocks for like content creators at the very least.
Fair enough.
For content creators, they have to make a living, whether it be with ads or donations and stuff like that. Also, I just voice cracked. Just show 'em, sweet.
Who
Susie.
is Sholmes?
Yeah, because Sherlock Holmes is actually a copyright thing, and with America, with the copyright system, it's a lot harder to get the Sherlock Holmes name.
Yeah, but how is Sholmes not copyrighted?
Because it's a parody. That falls under American law of parodies, where you can make fun of the name.
No, that's another character.
It's similar, but not exactly a Sherlock.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember the book.
You would know books because you are English major.
No, because Persona 5.
Ha! They don't straight up pop out of nowhere. They just show up on the side. Oh, so you mean like the side ads? Side ads are generally fine for me because, like, I don't really mind side ads. It's just the one specifically of like covering the entire thing.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's Arsène Lupin versus Sherlock Holmes.
Well, it's copyright still, unless someone claims it.
It's weird.
How recent is the book?
1908. So unless the estate doesn't refresh the copyright.
Yeah, unless they didn't refresh, and even if they did, the family would have to know about this and then claim the copyright. Otherwise, this is kind of like their own thing.
Yeah, the only reason I know that is because Persona 5, you read the lore, you figure it out.
I thought your English major came in handy where you read a lot of books.
I read a lot of lore entries and then learned about stuff.
But you still can't change a gift sub you want to give on mobile tier. Mobile Twitch is weirder because you also have to pay more money on mobile than in like actual desktop for some reason. I was paying for the subscription with Max for on mobile for some reason for like $6.
Is it on an app?
For Twitch, yeah.
Then that's probably where the extra cost comes from.
Probably, yeah. It just costs a lot more. Ah, Susie and Runo. Come in, come in. Afternoon. Good afternoon, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Ah, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. Busy as always? I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you? Oh yes, after all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess. Look at those little eyes of hers shining. Oh dear, it is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Ginny! Isn't that exciting? Oh, what a surprise! Yes, that's wonderful news. Wow, Iris seems overjoyed at the idea.
Wouldn't you be?
I mean, if you're inviting a lady over, wouldn't you be? Wait, actually, wait, never mind. Not you.
Pick a different person who's not married.
Yes, that should be the better question. That should be the better point in interest.
What's wrong?
I'm glad that Jimmy was not paying attention to what I just said.
I'm not awake, guys.
It's like Nick was saying, what would you do if you invited a lady over? I'm like, choose someone who's not married.
No, I've said, like, wouldn't you be excited if you invited a lady over?
If you ever play Mario Party, see how that goes?
I love you, Jamie.
Jamie's too innocent. Yet she is can have the most adult mind ever.
Not purposefully.
Yeah, especially with her. Yeah, especially with her comment that she didn't realize that was what her professor said that one time.
Oh yeah, no, that happens from time to time.
$2 for 95 bits on mobile. Yeah, mobile on the app specifically, Luigi, is like extra cost because of like app usage or whatever. App the fees and stuff. Right, I need to turn up the volume. That's one of them, but that's not exactly the one I was referencing. I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. Oh, yes, that does sound like fun. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you Mr. Naruto? By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to? Hurley? Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry? I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. As you can see, I'm not here. The Bokomaru incident? That also is one of them, yeah. I don't know how to respond to that. I do apologize. When he gets like this, he's completely oblivious to everything. Yes, I see. Really, he behaves like just like a child sometimes. Hurry does. I mean, he literally is a man-child. Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Yes, except that Iris is clearly the parent here. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are. Oh, what's the matter, Uno? You have ever such a funny look on your face. Oh, no, it's nothing. I know what it is. Why does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes? You're wondering, am I right? How? How did you? Oh, Bruno, I can read you like a book. Well, he asked about the parents first. This girl is dangerous. Don't worry, you can ask me anything, I won't mind. Ask her anything, huh? How old are you? So by Genie, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the Gilded case 2 months ago, right? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although after that trial, I invited her back here and we'd had dinner together. And now we're the best of friends. I don't know if that she considers you best of friends.
Oof.
What a lovely tale. It's kind of like one of those one-sided friends where it's like you think you're friends with someone, but in actuality, you're not.
Oof. Nick laying out some wisdom.
I mean, it's kind of true.
Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it.
Yes, but still. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yes. Now, if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. Oh. And I chase her after her down the back alleyways. Interesting idea of friendship. And then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade I developed. Oh. There are so many beautiful colors in the world. Ginny wants me to make the whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Miss Lestrade keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? As long as it doesn't have pot smoke, Jamie can look at it.
Excuse me?
As long as it doesn't have any pot smells, Jamie can look at it. Unless she's allergic to some kind of chemical in the smoke grenades.
Jamie.
Could have asthma attacks from pretty much anything.
Okay, if you're not directly within the smoke, can you look at it? If you're not directly in a smoke grenade, can you look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I have to be upwind.
Huh?
I have to be upwind.
Okay, so you have to look from below. Got it. Or like up in the air. Look from up in the air, yeah. New goal reach. 25k bits. Date very much unknown. Could be secondary. Also that, yeah. I don't even have a 25k bit like emote. Yes, that's right. I got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now. Poor Hurley. Oh, I can't wait for Jenny to arrive. It's been too long since she last came over. I know Fanto does, smug. Yeah, because I haven't hired any emote artist or anybody else to draw my stuff. I need to make new badges too. Also, hey Will. Chris, draw me new emotes.
Oh.
I'm asking Chris and not Jamie. Or should I ask your kid to draw me new emotes?
Why?
He will not be able to draw within the tiny square. I forgot the smug emote is a follower emote.
Your smug emote.
Yeah. Update is updating. I'm so excited. I just hope she does actually come. Jamie, can you draw?
A little bit, but not on the computer.
No, James can teach you how to do it because he has made one of my emotes. I mean, you got the swag emote. Yeah, the swag emote can be like the smug emote. Swag.
Swag, swag, swag.
Swag, 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 swag. I'm sure you've been wondering why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you? Well, it has crossed my mind. That and where are your real parents? My laptop is updating at the moment, actually, lol. Okay. Oh god, this got dark really fast.
That sounds like a you problem, man.
Dude, earlier this case, like yesterday, a guy literally pointed a gun towards his head saying that if he failed to make anybody happy, he would kill himself in front of them. It was just
Sounds fucked up, man.
It so is. Also, should Brolaby be a 25k emote? While I have permission to use it, Luigi, at any point on my streams, I'm not gonna make it an emote. That's straight up on Carl. Plus, the Brolaby in itself is like really, really big. It's not even feasibly possible in any way. So that is straight up a Fanto emote. That's a Fanto ownership image and all that. Swag is closest to smug, yeah. In a lot of cases, yes. Swag is basically smugging. My mommy and daddy aren't with me anymore.
Mumsy.
Heh.
Mummy passed away when I was born. And around the same time, my father, well, he had to go to a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on.
Oh? Wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley?
Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mysterious cases together.
Is it Winston? Because the Winston's like the first person in the case, he died. And Hurley was coming back on a boat. But then again, that would have been a lot more... I don't know. It basically had to be... The time frame is so close. It had to be more towards the... It wouldn't make sense. It had to be someone else. She didn't mention that before.
So.
I mean, it's the time frame specifically of this game.
Is someone dead, by the way?
In this case, or in like this whole game?
Just for this case? Question mark.
In this case specifically, no one has died yet. Everyone who has mentioned and died has already is past in the past. Like
Is past tensed.
Yep, past tense, as in they either died earlier in this game or have died before this game started.
Oof.
Yep.
he wrote them all up in his diaries, and that's what's in the middle chest over there.
Oh boy. What would be the best parody of Winston? In terms of actual funny looking Winston that's very stereotypical, or an actual like parody that portrays Winston very accurately? Because there's like different ways that you can like when you go for a parody, there's a lot of ways that you can make it as an actual like a parody like an actual parody. If you're trying to make it like an accurate one, that really is dependent on like a few things. Also, like they had to be like, I like how they use Winston. I think they used the word Winston in here a couple times too. So just Sherlock Holmes in itself, the latter, similar to how they handle Sherlock. I would say that, I mean, this game probably has it in here, and we're going to probably be talking about it soon. So we're going to see how accurate it is. And that way I can ask Emoto, unless Chris and Jamie, you guys know how Sherlock Holmes stories are.
Convoluted.
Do you know how Sherlock Holmes' personality along with Winston?
I know Sherlock Holmes is eccentric.
Mm-hmm. How about Jamie?
What?
How well do you know Sherlock Holmes?
Ish.
Okay,
Read
so
a few other short stories.
okay, so I guess like the best people I can really ask is really just like Emoto or Grace. I think they're the two who really read a lot of Sherlock Holmes. Really? He recorded them all? So you mean it's true, Mr. Sholmes really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases.
Oh yes, I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it?
So Mr. Sholmes' partner was your father?
Exactly. Hurley told me that I wasn't allowed to look in the chest, but that only made me want to look even more, so I opened it up.
And so apparently Hurley just like just allowed that afterwards. What if there was a dead body in there?
And you found your father's memoirs? Yes, so I asked Hurley. Who wrote these? He nearly fell off his chair. But then he told me. That's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father.
So Iris's father was Mr. Sholmes' partner. Wait, okay, Chris.
What's up?
For English, I actually do have to generate. Is it proper English to have an apostrophe and an S after a name or a thing with a ends in an S, or is it better? Is it proper English just to have the apostrophe?
Just the apostrophe.
So technically, it's just saying Iris's father is not proper English.
Iris is the possessor of the object of that sentence. Yes.
Yeah. So having an S at the end is not the proper English.
It is not proper English now.
Yeah, that's what I was told. And yet I see some people like this game and some entertainment that actually uses that like apostrophe S.
That's because I can't give you an explanation. People are weird and don't really think about it.
I mean, whenever I write my name like Nicholas's and stuff like that, it's just like when I was writing some things for school, I was like, how do I write this? Kind of helps that you learn at early age when you have an actual S in your name at the end.
Yeah, it does.
Like James and Chris. Except Christopher is your full name, right?
Sure, but whoever wants to use that.
When you're writing out your full names in terms of signature, I guess.
You know how hard that was as a 3-year-old?
That's true. Writing my name was kind of difficult when I was younger. I even found journals of my old like stuff when I was like writing all that stuff. I think
from what I remember, I think I always used to write my name backwards originally, and then someone just was like, Chris, why are you doing that? It's like, I don't know.
Well, Luigi went back up to full health on the boss meter. Thank you, Luigi,
Stop.
for the 1,050 bits. Jesus, Luigi. Luigi's aiming for 25k on my channel, so appreciate it, Luigi. Hype of the final case. I mean, this is the final case of this game. And this game has definitely set up a lot of things for the second game, which I'm assuming is the final game of this Greatest Attorney series in a sense, because of the duology. A lot of things in media doing trilogies now, not duologies or just a simple single game.
I've practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So, it came as quite a shock when Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy, I mean.
Oh, she's about to cry.
Cry, damn it.
You want her to cry? You cruel, cruel man, and you have a child.
I'm aware.
It must have done. That means basically, this is basically equivalent to Herlock saying she's adopted. You're adopted! There's all those adopted jokes I keep seeing on the internet.
Nick, are you adopted?
No, I don't think so. Unless my parents have somehow changed my birth certificate.
Fair enough.
Can't you technically legally change a birth certificate somehow?
You can change the name on it.
Yeah, you are. You are, don't lie. Mike, are you my daddy?
Boy. You okay?
Got mucus in my throat.
Musicus.
Mucus. I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you at such a young age.
Harry says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me.
Oh?
Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There are some things I can just see.
Emphasis on C. That seems very important, I think.
Especially
See by the dawn's early lights. What's up, proudly hail? Good thing that national anthems are not copyrightable.
Oh, I'm pretty sure America would if they could.
They would, honestly. Yet I had a couple times already on stream that people blasted the Russian national anthem on my stream.
The Russian?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Doesn't stop from hurting my ears. I'm sorry, Luigi.
especially lies. I almost know when people are lying before they open their mouths sometimes.
Right. It is owned by the president. Is that true? Actually, is the Star Spangled Banner actually owned by the president, or is it just are you just saying that?
It feels like you're just saying that.
I don't know. I don't know if that's Mike actually being serious, or is that Emoto typing that? I don't know. I don't even know if Emoto is using a Mike's account right now. That's why it's like, it's hard to tell when the mic just types.
If Mike's being used as a mic, was that your joke?
No, like actually, Emoto uses Mike's account on Twitch because she doesn't have a Twitch account.
We told her.
Yeah, we told her. Kyle has been threatening to make an account for her if she doesn't make a Twitch account. Which I honestly, that's not much of a threat, to be honest. I went to grab snacks and then come back to then. I'm sorry, Luigi. Well,
Maybe you don't leave for snacks next time.
Maybe leave a little bit longer for snacks. What would her account be named? Emoto, probably, or something along those lines. Or like Kyle can write it and it'd be all Japanese characters. I blame Chris, says Mike. So I think that's Mike actually typing.
Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, actually. I've always assumed Mr. Sholmes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he's solved the case, it all vanishes from his mind.
Well, technically speaking, when you solve a case and everything is factually true, what's the point of actually remembering it, the rest of it? Especially if you could just write it all down later. Or during it. Why do you blame them? Blame Chris specifically.
Well,
What? Mike said he blames you, so...
Oh, I see. The other day, he was so embarrassed. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So, the very next day, he gathered all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again.
It was quite a shock.
It was quite a shock for everyone.
You can say that again.
You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson.
So not Winston, it's Wilson.
Close Watson.
Wilson, I'm sorry. I wonder if how many people actually gets that joke.
None of the millennials.
Aren't we millennials? Well, actually, Jamie's not a millennial. Actually,
Technically, Jamie is the millennial.
what year?
The rest of us aren't.
No. It was according to like some papers. It's either the 1990s, like all of it, half of it, or just like really specific parts. It's such hard to say
we're the
millennial.
lost era.
Huh?
We're the era that lost.
We're the era that basically grew up with the first era of technology as a regular household thing, not like a rare luxury thing. How is the kid, Chris? Asks Mike.
Crazy.
He's learning how to sucker punch people.
I'll learn how to sucker punch.
Specifically, Chris.
As long as you guys are normal types, he can't sucker punch you guys.
Oh, he did pretty well today.
Now that means you are a psychic type, Chris. Or ghost type. Well, I mean, considering how tired you probably are closer to a ghost. I hear that from Jacksepticeye during his Strain Deep playthrough. Oh, okay, so yeah. Wilson is basically from a movie, I think from 2000, literally, from featuring Tom Hanks, who was stranded on an island, and he named a volleyball Wilson. So, it's a very old movie at this point, which is really weird to say, because 2000 does not feel that long ago, but 2000 is just as long as if 2000 was away from like the 1980s. So yeah, it's a pretty old film.
The year 2000.
Yeah, if we were in the 2000 to 1980, we are further. We have a bigger gap if we compare from now to the 2000 to 2000 to like 1980. It's like we basically 2000 was 22 years ago. But my name's not Wilson. I wasn't talking to you, Jacob.
I wasn't talking to you, Wilson.
I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's what prompted me to study so that I could earn a doctorate as well.
Jacob Alfred.
Fucking Alfred.
Iris's father, who went to some distant land and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. Wait. I was right. Wait, that's a... Hmm? Then, wait, why? The court will hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in the case. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. That's right. Visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University, and the man who, in the most bizarre circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan.
Nick, you killed a man.
No. Mr. Sato. Yes? Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. I think that would be for the best. This game is coming full circle with all the cases now. Ah, my dear fellows, how good to see you. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Sato realized it as well. We got almost framed for that. Yes, that's true. So, we're now referencing the first case. Let's see, the second case was, yeah, we're gonna be probably referencing, like, yeah, that's how we met Sholmes, and we're getting to the whole thing. So, second case was just setting up for this game specifically. The third case was setting up for the McGilded part of the disc. Excuse me. There's no connection to the fourth case yet, but we'll probably get something somewhere. I think. I guess Scotland Yard was the big one, but then Soseki and stuff like that. Who knows? Why ever did you not make your presence known to me before? Ha. Well, no matter now. So, how the devil are you? We've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? Do you tell me, Mr. Sholmes, is your violin unscathed? Hmm? My violin? Whatever are you talking about, dear madame? Oh, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. I see his violin on the chair. Behold, my dear fellows. Oh, another music box disc. Not another disc, Mr. Sato. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over as evidence, Mr. McGilded's disc. I knew it! I knew it! I knew Sholmes was like gonna make a copy of that. That's why he was so willing to do it. God. I knew it.
Does Sholmes pose like a JoJo's character, by the way, or is it just me?
Oh yeah, no, that's the vibes I've been getting.
Oh, you should have seen the guy earlier, in a white coat. If Justin was here, or Paragon, he would have been able to maybe get a quick clip of the guy before, because he literally poses like a JoJo character. Like, he puts his arms up and is just like, kind of like in a pose, looks back and everything.
Neat.
He's more jojestic than
Jojestic.
Jojestic, super JoJo characters in this game. Oh my. Then, what's it doing here? You know, at times, Mr. Naruhodo, I think that although I have an undeniable turn for deduction, I may well be even more adept at larceny.
Oh, that would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant. And Runo could be our go-to lawyer if we ever got caught.
Jesus. He's gonna lose one of those cases. Right.
Plus, Susie has such a beautiful handwriting. She could write all our menacing crime notifications. Yes,
I would be delighted. I'm just gonna go to pretend this conversation never happened, I think. Then Sholmes accidentally revealed a grand bank secret. Yeah, he basically did. He literally just told everyone that yesterday that the bank was having something planned, and that was only very selected people know about it. So basically, he told the pawnbroker, Sato Ryunosuke, Gina, who is a pickpocketer, so she might be slightly interested, and then especially that guy who was trying to claim all the things because, well, he's a thief, clearly. So there was a lot of things wrong that Sholmes did. But then again, that's just kind of like how Sherlock is in a nutshell.
Sounds like Sherlock.
Mm-hmm. I think like what Emoto said, as well as like, because like earlier what was like Sholmes, I remember, like was like Sherlock, he was describing a lady as a very fat lady in a very eccentric way. And it was like, yeah, he doesn't know how to deal with a woman. It's like, yeah, that sounds like Sherlock.
He just doesn't know how to deal with people.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember when I was playing the 3DS version for Carl, Justin, and Emoto at one point. When we were doing the second case, Emoto was very much like, like against Sherlock. I don't know her exact reasonings off the top of my head. Maybe I can ask her later about it. But she did not like Sherlock in portraying in the second one. But I think after a few cases with him, I think she definitely grew to say that this is pretty accurate so far. I think, I don't know. She hasn't made a clear statement about that in some cases. I don't understand. How did that disc come to be in your possession? It's also silver. I thought Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I always carry some of this. That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. Brrr. I'll be taking whatever it is, Mr. McGilder, down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yes, you did, but I still don't understand. It was at precisely that moment that I summoned one of my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc onto a pair of bars like this. So basically, the disc is a lot smaller than I thought it was. I thought it was like a decently sized disc, but if it's like can be smushed on a caramel ball, it's like probably can fit in the palm of your hand.
Would that not be obvious?
Unless he did like a sleight of hand trick where it's just like underneath the sleeve and just like do it really
Nah,
quick.
I mean, he left caramel on the disc.
Yeah, he would, unless it's like not too melted and it's like kind of hard. But it's also that Scotland Yard would not pay attention to that because they were kind of kicked them out right away. Music box ain't that big either as well, yeah, but that's like normal size. There's like all the big one that we saw earlier in the shop. That's amazing. Disc and all the minuscule protrusions have made an image in the caramel. Indeed, the caramel is quite exceptional. I developed myself, you know. Suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting, the result of a precisely controlled solution. So that explains why it doesn't really any residual stuff too much, because it wasn't too melting.
Why would he have that?
Just so he can make copies of like that. How extraordinary. Carrying a pair of these on one person frequently proves very useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. A simple press in its unique form is duplicated. Ooh, seems like this is going to be pretty important for later too. I can enter one's property at will, and never without high sucrose nourishment. So that's how he gets into a lot of establishments without permission. Basically, he's
stealing people's keys.
Yeah, he's basically illegally copying, which is technically illegal if it was today's modern copyright systems. It's like,
I mean, he's basically a vigilante.
he did say larceny would be his other thing if he wasn't a detective. Yes,
Larceny.
it sounds illegal. From that image, I was
Because it is illegal.
It is. From that image, I was able to create this. But then again, there's probably not many laws against it during this time period, because I think this was like the 1800s, or late 1800s to early 1900s, like before the First World War, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need Fanta to retell me that. From that image, I was able to recreate this. I confess I was most curious to know what manner of music would issue from the disc when played. Because Bond of Britain and Japan, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of copyrights and stuff like that were not really that big. Nor that copying stuff was really a thing in a lot of people's minds until like the modern day age.
But it became a problem.
Yep. Do tell us, then, Mr. Sholmes, what music does the disc play? Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea? None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not.
Oh goodness. You don't know, Runo?
I remember music boxes. They're famously played in the famous game of Five Nights at Freddy's. Right? That's how I learned about them.
I was gonna make a joke about that earlier when someone said what song is on there.
It's that piece from like... Dun, 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 dun. I found the actual piece on YouTube, and it was just like, man, that's actually a really nice piece. But now it's ruined in modern day because of FNAF.
Anyways, yeah, he needs specific combs that he doesn't have access to.
Yeah, because like I think even the Pawnbroker yesterday told us that there's different types of music boxes, and without knowing the exact one, you're just be guessing which one that could be.
This is how the Germans used ciphers in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the music box, there's a special piece, metal piece called a comb. That's what produces the sound.
One of these days, I might consider getting like a music box as a nice little tune to just keep in the living room.
Small protuberances pluck the different teeth of the comb, and as they rotate it past, making the different notes. The first music box to be invented used a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it.
Tomodachi, I'm guessing, March is an opera song. Ooh. Tomodoro's March? Oh, Tomodoro's. Okay. That makes sense. But over time, a new type of player was produced, which uses discs such as these. With development, the popularity of the music boxes spread far and wide, all around the globe.
Why exactly?
Because discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result.
It is wonderful to enjoy music even when no performer is present.
But it is the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem.
What do you mean?
As you may imagine, the construction of one firm music box does not match that of another. And we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc is designed to be played. There is no resolution to this problem, I'm afraid. It's quite intractable. Oh, I see. So that's why. Night, Jamie. Sleep well. I will miss you. Goodbye. Naturally, I tested the disc in a few music boxes that I have at my disposal. But as you can hear, to no avail. The results are equally unsatisfactory in this one. So, I'm presently engaged in acquiring an example of the music boxes ever made, of all the music boxes ever made in Europe.
Every single one? That's hurry for you. It always taking things too far.
But my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. But surely all the different types in Europe will amount to a large volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true in the worst case. I shall just have to ask you to vacate the attic room.
What?
Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear again so soon. Ay. Keep pressing the wrong button. What was that, James?
I heard something that sounded vaguely like it. It's a Twitch. Everyone on Twitch thinks it's hilarious.
Wait, I'm not hearing what you're saying exactly. What?
Yeah. It's a meme.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's only been 2 months since the Grizzly case. Mr. McGilder perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows still now. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ash. Not a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGilder's innocence in the trial, the newspaper are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case. The murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. And although Mr. McGilder was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. It would appear the case is not yet closed.
Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Jenny will be here before long.
Thank you, Iris.
Oh, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do.
I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. And then... Now then, where did I leave it? Let this be a lesson to you, Mr. Sholmes. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes, you may be right.
Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Windybank said before. He said he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yes, he definitely mentioned it. Oh, burp. Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom, were his words, I believe.
Sir, you heard about it, did you? I expected you were as incensed as I was. Yes, the idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Windybank's storeroom, gathering dust.
My dear madame, I'm quite sure I told you already. The pawnbroker storeroom is the safest place for it. More secure than the bank's vault.
And what about your Stradivarius, Hurley? Was it safe and secure?
Well, there may be the occasional mix-up. Caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from me now.
Do you have any idea how long it took me to write that Bakersfield story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Bakersfield. I should love to read it.
It's definitely infamous. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Also, why is everyone so serious? Why so serious? What's going on here? Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room?
Susie, what did you just say? You just said the Hound of the Bakersfield. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's
because Mr. Sato is such a great fan of all the stories about Mr. Sholmes, of course.
But Runo, the Hound of the Bakersfield has never been published.
What?
When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it yet.
I don't understand.
That's why he said that he'd keep it safe until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see.
So that's why the manuscript is at Windybanks?
And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley, what's going on?
Ah. What is it, Mr. Sholmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Miss Lestrade! She just walked through the front door.
This was a bad idea. I knew I weren't welcome. I'm going.
No, wait! Miss Lestrade! We've all been eagerly awaiting for your arrival. Haven't we, Iris?
Oh yes, just wait. There, Ginny. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy.
Oh, gotta be right back.
What happened? Hello? Hello?
Oh.
What happened?
Hmm?
What happened?
Uh,
Where'd that go?
oh, so Luigi says he left for briefly.
Oh. For a few seconds.
Hmm. Oh, I killed Sin, by the way.
You killed Sen?
Sin, the Hunting Dragon.
Oh, the dragon in Scholars.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he sucks.
I mean, like sometimes, like a lot of it's like some of his attacks are easy enough to just like casually walk away from, but like
Sure.
some of it, like, but what he kept doing is he would like, I would run up to him and he'd jump up in the air and then he'd land, and I'd run over and he'd jump up in the air and then he'd land again. And I'd run over and he'd jump up in the air again, and I'm like,
You couldn't
oh,
just catch up with him.
like,
It's like, maybe one day we'll get Nick to play.
Yeah, I don't think he'd really enjoy a full playthrough, but like, I mean, I think he'd be curious enough to like just kind of just to see what all the hype is about. But I think he'd just get mad.
I mean,
Maybe.
Elden Ring is as hard as you make it.
Like you can like I mean, definitely I think it'd be a lot more less frustrating with co-op, just because like I mean, actually, co-op kind of just removes the entire challenge from the game. Like 99% of the challenge is gone.
That's not entirely true, because co-op doubles the boss's health pool.
True, but you also have the damage potential of 2 players.
True.
And if one player has the aggro, the other player can just beat on the boss without repercussions.
That being said, I did do the majority of Dark Souls 2 with multiplayer, or at least the DLCs.
Yeah, I've been playing solo the whole time. I haven't used summons this time.
Well, I
Oh.
did with Tyler and his brother. It was
All right.
fun.
I'm back.
Nah.
Yeah, so sorry about that. My dad had to ask me for a brief thing about taxes.
Taxes.
Yep. So I had to quickly just stop that for a quick second. Also, it's not a cut just because like it's anything too personal was said during that time. I don't believe anything was showcased at all, so it's just one of those like slight intermission middle courses or whatever. But yeah,
Intermission. Intermission.
Yep. Anyway, let me just continue.
Come along now, Susie. Oh, right, of course. It's a pleasure to see you here, Mr. Straight. Please, make yourself at home.
Don't just stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come along. In. What say you to some middle son? I won't take no for an answer. Meddlesome it is then. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sholmes' violin performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina was, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Now they're all pickpocketers.
Pickpocketeers.
And you know what sucks is that that's probably going to be something that's going to be important for later. Because this case seems to have a lot of these minute details that just are coming into play as a thing. I really feel like it's just building upon like this whole entire case. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night. I was gonna say that can't be the end of this part. Each part is like two hours if you just mash through, or 3 hours if you chat with everything. That was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it? Oh yes, Iris's cooking was truly divine. There's the English problem again. Why is English such a hodgepodge mess, Chris?
I'm gonna blame the French.
Are you part French?
No. But they tried to Latinize the English language, which is Germanic.
James, are you part French?
Nope. Probably not. I don't know. I mean, my mom, I asked my mom what my family is, and I think she said like English or
Dutch
Northern,
Irish.
Northern Europe, like mostly Northern European, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What
that's
about you?
what France is.
What about you, Chris? What about what's ethnicities are you?
Hawaiian and English.
So you're basically you're at least. Well, no, Hawaii. Yeah, probably like forced to be American. So it's specifically your family lineage is mainly from Hawaii.
Uh, pretty weird split, honestly.
Only there for 2 months, to be fair. Yes, true. Yeah. Well, then again, this is like them speaking, so irises would probably is the proper way to say irises, but if you're doing like in text form, that's the translation fault. And I feel as though I can still hear some enchanting strains of Mr. Sholmes' violin even now.
What up, what down?
Best of all, I bet I could steal the glasses from his lordship's face next time we are in court.
Oh God,
Please don't.
that's gonna get you in jail.
If
Naruto-san,
she's caught.
Yeah.
could I consult with you about something, I wonder?
What's the matter, Susato-san? I'm not a therapist or counselor, but I can try.
It's about the telegram I received.
Ah, the one that arrived first thing this morning, I suppose.
I've been summoned.
What? Summoned? What do you mean?
The telegram was from Lord Chief Justice offices. Lord Strongheart has asked to see me.
Lord Chief Justice, when?
Tomorrow morning.
What? Then we have to start preparing at once.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary, Naruto-san. I've been summoned alone.
Alone?
Wow.
Alone. With a man? This can only go one way.
Holding hands, how scandalous.
Holding hands, that gets you pregnant. As like all the anime tropes I've seen.
Only in an anime.
Yep. Grabbing someone's makeshift rabbit ears can make you pregnant.
Oh my god.
I saw that on I don't know
Why
what
would you
anime was
reference
that. I saw that.
Why would you reference that?
I don't know. I just remember seeing it in my recommendation. And it was just like, what the heck is this? And it's like, oh god, this actually happened.
Why would you reference that, stupid?
I don't know what it is from anyway. I just remember seeing it. What on earth for?
I have no idea. I suppose I shall find out tomorrow.
What's all this about? Whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Oh, who could that be, I wonder? I was gonna say Herlock, but apparently it's Iris.
Good evening, friends.
Ah, Iris. Hello again. Where's your overcoat?
Oh, and Gina too. Yes, Gina's going to stay the night with us tonight. She's going to sleep in with me.
Nope.
Nope.
So is Gina just a character with us now?
Basically, she was introduced in the third case. She seemed pretty
Yeah, I was here
important.
for that.
Yeah. But she seems really important. Now it just feels like she's gonna be an important character in the last
Yeah,
part.
she showed up and shot you guys with smoke grenades.
Actually, let me look at the Great Ace Attorney's cover art, because it will tell me some things about the character. If they're on the cover, if they're on the cover of a game, they're gonna be pretty important. That's just basically the significance of all this. Yep, she's on the cover art. But not of this game, I don't think. What? No, she is. Yeah, she's gonna be an important character for this entire game, apparently.
Oh no. Oh.
Not this game, but in this entire rest of the series. Because cover arts say everything. They say everything.
Isn't that right?
Maybe
Gina?
she's the criminal mastermind.
She's the final boss. They would never make a woman the final boss. Never. I wonder how many people are gonna make say that's like a sexist joke or whatever.
Mm.
Well, yeah. Oh, how lovely. Let me make a pot of tea. You know, I've learned so much today. Oh? And, oh, what in particular?
Pickpocketing?
All those things Ginny showed us. Wasn't it wonderful?
You mean all those pickpocketing techniques. We had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we?
I think I've awakened a natural talent. I could earn a living from it.
You might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. So what brings you up to our humble quarters at this late hour?
Well, you see, I came to return this.
Wait, what? That's mine!
Oh, my, however did you... I told you, didn't I? I have a natural talent for it.
Oh yes, I'd forgotten. Iris is literally a child genius.
And so anyway,
They're
here.
all prodigies.
Child prodigies, they always have to have them in like some kind of media story, to be honest.
You can have it back.
What about Gravely? Gravely? Who's Gravely? Remind me who that is, Luigi.
Not that I really understand why you wear it though.
Ah, thank you.
Alright then, good night.
Yes, good night. Helen Gravely. Helen Gravely. Who the heck is Helen Gravely? That sounds familiar. I completely forgot who that is. Oh, her. It's been a long time since I last played Luigi's Mansion 3.
So this is your orifice, isn't it? Is it? What do you think, Ginny? I think I wouldn't fancy me chances with a lawyer what lives in a place like this. Yes, me too.
It seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about.
I suppose. Probably she wants to talk about the manuscript.
Yes, I suppose she probably does. With Gina here, specifically. Interesting.
Iris, I suppose you're hoping to talk about the manuscript, aren't you? Aren't you gonna tell me?
Don't tell a little kid. She already had the biggest shock of her life that Hurley adopted her. Dun dun dun.
But
It's the biggest plot twist of them all. It's big as a time where Poe realized that his father, the goose, is not his actual father. Only that joke is only it makes sense if people have actually seen a little bit of Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, and then Tigers is like shocking.
Yeah. Spoilers, stop it. Stop it.
spoil everything.
I spoiled everything.
Oh, Nick, you weren't supposed to do that.
Have you not seen Kung Fu Panda, Luigi?
Be weird.
I'm sorry. I mean, to be fair, there's some movies I haven't even seen that are pretty popular. Like, heck, I haven't seen Godfather.
I need a little more time, please. Alright, I understand. I hope I haven't made you feel awkward.
Oh no, not at all, Iris. Not at all.
I don't know what all this is about really, but it's a story you made up, is it, Iris? This mental script or whatever you called it. It's not exactly a story that I made up. It's something I read in Daddy's diaries. Censor Bean! Daddy's? That's right. I don't suppose I've mentioned it to you before, Genie, but my daddy was Hurley's assistant once. His partner. Eh? They solved all sorts of strange and mysterious cases together.
Like, what is a humpback whale? What is a sperm whale? What is Moby Dick?
Is that right, Master?
Apparently so. I was as surprised as you are, though.
And Daddy wrote all the details of every single case down, you see, in his diaries. I call them Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So, I study them and write my stories based on what actually happened. So, where's your old man now then? He had to go away on urgent business to a faraway land and he'll be gone a very long time.
Since deja vu keeps coming up. Yeah, basically.
So I never really met him. Oh, right.
Come to think of it, I don't know anything about Gina's parents either. Perhaps we should ask her. You want to ask a sensitive topic to the ladies. Naruhodo, you're such a gentleman.
Ladies.
Ladies and gents, this is how you get a woman to like you. You ask about the most sensitive thing about their past. Right off the bat.
Yeah.
After they pickpocket you a couple times.
Yeah. Someone's sensitive.
Yeah, this is why I'm still single, guys.
That sounds like a problem.
Yep. That's how you get slapped. Oh, baby, you have no idea. That sometimes can get you killed. Women are scary, alright?
Only to you.
Huh?
Only to you.
What, are you saying woman, it's not scary to you, Chris?
They're only scary if you make them scary.
I have never seen Jamie scary. But then again, she hasn't appeared randomly behind me to scare me. As she claimed.
Just don't do it, man.
I want her to try to scare me. Just out of pure experimenting curiosity, just like Herlock Sholmes.
Don't do it.
Lissa can be scary. Oh, dude, you have no idea. If Lissa was here right now, she would be laughing her butt off.
Sounds like Lissa.
Yep. Iris, this Hound of Baskerville's story. I take it it's another tale inspired by your father's accounts?
That's right. I thought it was fascinating.
Actually, I have an idea how Susato found out. Because in the first case, we found out about Wilson's death, which Wilson. By putting two pieces together, we figured out that her father had passed away during this game.
Yep.
So, because her father was in Japan, which also explains why Herlock was even on the boat to begin with, probably showcases that the father, Wilson, was probably had a unwritten manuscript of it, or at least in a sense, a story about it, which is why Herlock was hesitant to even bring up to Iris about the death of her actual father. She will never meet her father.
He never knew his father.
Well, she said that he left her when she was extremely young, so technically speaking, she might have seen him when she was like maybe 2 years old.
That's right. I thought it was fascinating. But it's a different time now from the other cases I'm in.
Oh? How? She saw a glimpse, yeah.
I don't really know, but it must be special in some way. Because after I'd written it and I showed the manuscript to Hurley, he turned as white as a sheet. It was the first time I've ever seen him like that.
It pains me to say this after you've toiled over it for so long, Iris, but this story must not be published at this time, under any circumstances.
But why not? It's one of my best works.
I am not at liberty to say, not now, so please do not ask me.
Alright then, I won't.
But I do solemnly swear that I will explain everything one day, Iris, when the time is right. Yeah, I think Susato saw it a bit when she was meeting with Wilson. Or at least... Oh, you know what? She might have also seen it during the time in the first case, because she was told by the headmaster to go pick up something from, I think, Wilson's office, which could be the case where she saw it for a brief moment. And that's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Windybank, isn't it?
Yes. Harley said it had to be somewhere safe, very safe. That really gets on my goat, that does. He treating you like a child.
She is a child.
Basically, he's like basically Hurley is her godfather.
It's mean. That's what it is. Keeping secrets like that.
I'm sure Mr. Sholmes isn't trying to be mean. If he said he wasn't at liberty to talk about it, I'm sure there must be a very good reason.
I think so too. You lot are too trusting for your own good. But he can't pull the wool over my eyes. Sholmes is lying to Iris. I bet my life on it. What? Hurley's lying to me?
He doesn't strike me as a non-truther.
He's just more of like someone who avoids confrontations in those cases.
I don't know about...
I've realized I don't know anything about your parents, Gina.
I ain't got any ever. Never did. Never did have.
How were you born? Were you molded by clay?
Oh. Look, the East End's full of orphans like me. No one wants nothing to do with us. From the minute we are born, not even our mums.
My tongue tastes weird.
But we all stick together. The older ones look after the little ones and make sure they get by. So that's why you're a pickpocket. Nah, Divin's my life. I love it. I get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiot's purse.
He saw a glimpse. Maybe. I don't want to say Gina saw... Oh, I don't know. You're talking about, like, Iris. Never mind. I briefly forgot about that, but... Gina definitely might have a hunch about certain things.
And that's how we all afford to eat. I'm like Robin Hood. Ain't it? That's how I see it.
I really can't do her accent properly without, like, stuttering a little bit.
Oh, Gina. I do think about it sometimes. What would it have been like our parents? I mean, I always thought it would make everything fine. Everything right. But I haven't listened to what Iris just said. It sounds like having parents ain't always easy either.
I mean, a parent's ultimate job for a kid is to at least keep them safe.
Make sure you're 18 before you leave the house.
Mm-hmm. At least a good parent should, to be honest. I've seen so many people that were kicked out of the house too early just because they just didn't want to care for them.
Just too much of a burden anymore.
Yeah, so a good parent teaches a kid life lessons that they have to keep as adult and make sure that they're safe and able to be independent by the time they are able to leave the house on their own.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good parent. And yes, technically, that is a pain in the butt, no matter what.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Even all of us, our parents were a pain in the butts at some point of our life, even if they were trying to keep us safe. Even I'm pretty sure, Chris, you're being a pain in the butt to your kid in some ways.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I have a kid, I'm gonna be a pain in the butt. I will not deny that. But that's what I have to do if I'm gonna be a parent. That's my ultimate responsibility, is making sure they learn life
That's
right
right.
way. Even if they have to end up hating me a couple times.
Oh. I mean, if you know what you never at them, you don't feel like you're always wanting to meet them.
Well, that depends on person to person, because sometimes if you never had them, or in a sense never really met them, you may never even care. And if you're really self-sufficient on your own, independent, technically, yeah, you probably will never ever care. But if you're just like a little kid who is very curious about your parents and look up to them in a sense, if you know a little bit about them, you end up being very curious how they were in real life.
It's true. I do want to see Daddy so much.
I will say the music is very depressing right now.
It's your problem.
It's your problem! I like there's no music volumes, it's just straight up on. I'm gonna boost up the audio just to listen to it.
Oh, Iris.
Gina, what did you mean when you said that you know Mr. Sholmes is lying to Iris?
Well, he reckons he popped the mental script or whatever, right?
This cutscene stings. It is. I'm starting, like, this case has definitely started off on, like, a better case, because unlike the previous cases, this one is starting off on better, like, little details that you might come up with, and more characters that seem interesting. And this cutscene is definitely hitting deep with certain themes. I can see why Justin said this is, like, the best case so far. I am actually liking it a bit more than, like, the previous cases. I will say, still to my favorite, I think the third case is like trial. That straight up is like really good. So I need to, comparing the actual meeting, like the investigation part, not so much, but the end of the trial and everything was really good. So I'm going to see how that goes. So far, the beginning part of this case is nice, and I can see why it's long. It sets up everything, but it's still, God, it has like 8 parts. God, it's so long.
But come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish.
Oh my, why would you think that, Gina? Also, by the way, I just noticed that Naruhodo is in a room with 2 ladies about his age. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Who's his favorite type? Susato or Gina? Probably Susato, personally, but then she does the Susato throw all the time. And gosh, I feel this is a little bit... Oh, yeah. No, I get that, Luigi. If it gets too rough on you, I understand that if you need to just like not watch it, but this is definitely one of those. This does kind of hit a lot more realistic in a lot of ways. What are you gonna say, Chris?
I'm saying you can peace out.
Yeah, you can peace out if you need to, if it hits too hard, obviously. If any games I play hits like too hard in certain cases, definitely it's totally fine to dip out if you need to. Like, that's the thing about like certain games. That's one thing why I was like, with specifically like Doki Doki Literature Club, I'm not gonna go into details about it, but that's why like the first important, like the big scene, which I'm pretty sure if anyone has seen any part of that game, you would know what I'm talking about. The first part really hit too hard for me and like Sean when we were watching it and he was playing it. That's why I was like, I straight up could not even continue the Doki Doki after for a long time. Now I'm better, but God, that first part was just straight up, it triggered a lot of things in me.
But you're not ready for the concerns of, especially when the game doesn't seem like it's setting up for that.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of reasons why I say it, and that's more personal stuff. I'm not against talking about it because I've gotten over a lot of those cases, and it's important to talk about some of those things from time to time. It's just, spoiler-wise, it's not relevant to this case. So, it's a discussion for much later, if ever I bring it up again. But I honestly don't think I'm ever... I don't think I'll ever really play Doki Doki Literature Shop, at least on stream live, because that's something I'm definitely not going to be considering doing. I don't think it's exclamation quote. I think it's some kind of other command. You're going to have to look at the other commands of like the other bots. I think it's like Streamlabs bots, but you're going to have to look that up. I don't remember the command, Luigi.
Oh my, why would you think that, Gina?
Oh, it's Moobot. Nightbot. Oh my god. Alright, I have 3 bots that can do that. Woo boy. It's Moobot's commands, that was it. Yeah, I have Moobot that helps set up for a couple things that I don't use now. I have Nightbot, and then I stream elements to just update stuff. It's the Moobot. It's very much the Moobot, I believe. I used to have it Nightbot, but then Grace stole my Nightbot command. Because she didn't refresh on her end, and she just stole my quotes, like quote bots, and it's like, ripperoni, I guess.
It's simple. It's simple. If the story was really in an old Windy Bank story... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh my, why would you... Oh, yeah. If the story was really in old Windy Bank storeroom, there's no way for someone from halfway around the world, in other words, you, could know about it.
There's a lot more to this piece, though, that you don't know, Gina. Which, again, don't blame her for it. Not Moobot. Is it not? It might have been Streamlabs. Do I have a Streamlabs bot on? Oh, did I take that off? It might have been the Streamlabs bot that actually had all the quotes, and that is definitely not there. Oh, there's a love command. I forgot that was a thing.
Sorry, Iris. If you ask me, he stole it. Without telling you. But Hurley would never do something like that. I'm sure of it. Ha! Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Butterface liars, the lot of them.
Say yes. Probably there was a Streamlabs bot and I took it off because, you know, Streamlabs had the controversy and everything. Even though I still use Streamlabs stuff, but I'm slowly switching away from it.
Just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling you, the mentor script ain't at Windy Banks. You'd soon see if you had a look. Even if you think you can trust him, I don't. That Sholmes is a liar like the rest of them. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. See? But I don't mean that I think he sold it.
You have dice. Yeah, I do have the dice command.
I mean, that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Iris.
Oh my goodness, look at the time. Come along, Jeannie. We have to go back downstairs. Yeah, alright. And please, don't mention any of this to Hurley, will you?
No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina.
You must let me make breakfast for you tomorrow morning. I insist. Oh, yes please. I can't wait, Susie. Alright, good night then.
Iris, it sure is easy to forget, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks just like an adult, but deep down she's still just a child. A child can't fully be grown unless they are at a certain point of age of maturity. Their mind's still sensitive. Well, I think it's time I turned in for the night too, Naruto-san. I hope she doesn't get arrested for something. Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris's father, but also the name of the murderer, visiting professor of Yume University. It can't be a mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. I knew he was going to be important later. I wouldn't just introduce something like that, like Sherlock and Wilson. Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo. That voice. That's Mr. Sholmes. I knew it was Sholmes. What's going on? It's in the middle of the night. It's Miss Lestrade. She's gone. Gina? She was supposed to be sleeping in Iris's room, but her bed is empty. Well, she's an independent young woman. She probably decided to go home, no? I think not. From speaking to her before she retired, I received a distant impression that she was looking forward to breakfasting with Miss Susato. No, I don't believe that girl has gone home. But I've been waiting for over an hour now. Checking stream element basically showed the results. I'm looking into your Twitch tracker. Okay. Over an hour? Oh. If you'll indulge me, look out the window, my dear fellow. What's this about? Wait a minute. Why is there a light on at this time of night? That's Mr. Windybank's Pawnbroker. You can easily see that. Jesus, with those roofs? Jeez. Mr. Windybanks? Oh no.
It's simple. If that story was really in old Windybank's storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in the other words, you, could know about it. Sorry, Iris. If you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. Could Gina have gone? It seems you have knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Oh, no. Not really. Well, anyway, we must investigate. At once. Mr. Sato?
Doesn't she have a thing to go in the morning? 1:14 a.m. Oh, dude. That's about 2 hours away from my bedtime. And multiple hours away from multiple of us bedtimes. The door to Windybanks is open. And the lamp is burning. It must be Gina, mustn't it? Let us hope it's nothing more sinister. What? Come, there's not a moment to lose. Clearly something is afoot inside. It's almost time for me. That's true, yeah. There's no one here. Oh yes, there is. Ah! Mr. Sholmes! Sholmes! When did this game become a horror game? This game is a horror game. Confirmed. Guys, I'm scared. Chris, hold me.
No,
Chris, wrap me up in your blanket right now.
I'm good.
Oh, but I live on your back. Gotta let me at least be comforted. I'm a child. Darn you. Was that juror number 4 from case 4? I am not 100% certain. I don't think it's juror number 4. Because he's very bulky. Or, no, it would be the... No, yeah. I don't think so. What the... Miss Sholmes been shot? That might look like her. Leave Leave me, Mr. Naruto. But after them, go. Right. I don't look like her. Couldn't fully tell. It didn't look like. I looked at the Thin Man. Blast! I've lost them. Hello, hello. What have we here? The alarm. Alarm was just raised at the pawnbroker, sir. Would you know something about it? Officer, come with me. It's my friend, Mr. Sholmes. He's been shot. Shot! With the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Windy Banks. Is this a cutscene? Oh my god, it's a cutscene! Guys, cutscene!
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Naruto.
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom. Hurry! It's Gina!
We just got... Oh, that was a short intermission? Jesus! That was a lot shorter than I thought it would be. Gina killed? No, Gina was knocked out. She can't be killed. She's important to the second game. Haha! Well, that was a lot shorter than I thought it was. Well, Chris, want to join us for Sword Tour? Chris?
Sure.
Okay, she could be an escapee. True, but Gina thought she was gonna have some breakfast, ain't ya? Well, that was an interesting second part. I actually liked that second part. The first one had a little bit of a slow start and like a lot of like jumping around, but the second part was definitely a lot of hot, like mysterious moments. They're definitely setting up because like we clearly have
Everybody dead.
yeah, we clearly have a lot of like questions going on in this story. No, Luigi, it's not cut time. I decide when cut time is. Because I need to, like, prepare things first and foremost. So far, the story is fun. The fifth case is definitely an improvement. But where is it going? We may never know. In fact, it may die in Mr. Naruhodo's grave. No, it's fine, Luigi. I'll let people know when the cut is, because it's like, it's when I switch categories. The fact that I have to keep re-logging into the Old Republic is sometimes annoying.
It's a bit rough.
Good thing there's a maintenance happening on a different date than us playing it right now. Otherwise, I would have played more of the Great Ace Attorney right now, but nah. I don't know how long the third part is, eh? Bless you. So, Chris, are you going to be using your old character?
I don't know what you guys are planning to do.
So Will and I are going to be playing with our some new characters for now, because I wanted to at least replay the first part of the stories and stuff. And then once we get to a point where we all can play together, then James is going to be joining us on Coruscant. I'm almost close to the point where we're going to be able to do that. I just need to get through that part first. Will's almost there to Coruscant too.
Alright.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I gotta log into.
All right, so let me just how do you spell Coruscant?
Coruscant.
I flipped the C, U, and C, U and A then.
Well, I'm looking right at it.
Haha. All right.
Go hit play, and now
Hold
just
on.
wait for the game to actually launch.